Hi guys, my name is Spencer. I live in North London. I grew up in Philippines. I'm half Filipino, half British. I'm a nurse in the operating room. NHS represent. Remember when you guys used to clap for us every Thursday? Can I have likes instead to add to my points for my charming list on my regional Super Idol competition? I've been experiencing a lot of this recently, although it has been happening for some time. When you go online, you will find that there are people who will be hating. They would write negative comments, but it's normal. I guess some people act like that. It makes me curious what they are thinking, or why they have enough time to do that. Maybe they just need a bit of guidance. Maybe they need ideas on other ways to spend their time. Instead of spending your time in hate, you can develop yourself instead. Your knowledge, your skills. Or instead of watching someone that you don't particularly like, that you hate, that makes you feel so much hate that you have to write hate comments, you can actually watch something that you actually enjoy and that brings you some joy. I find that most of these things, they sprout out of jealousy. I'm not saying everyone who's hating are jealous. When I was younger, I did feel that way. There were times when we will give someone a lot of attention and then I feel jealous of that person because of some qualities that they have that I don't have. There's this drive inside me that I want to put them down, and then I start saying, oh, they're not that good. When I was a teenager, I came across some reading material about how to handle your jealousy. It's a normal human emotion. We all feel it, especially if we have a lot of insecurities within ourselves, because the battle is not really between you and the other person, because you don't really know what the other person's perception of you is. Their perception of you might be you are amazing. They might even look up to you. The feeling of jealousy is actually your own problem within yourself. You don't believe in yourself enough, feeling like you're not good enough, especially if you're compared to this other person, and that's how it starts. First of all, you have to understand why you're feeling that way. Assess yourself. Why is it that you feel this jealousy? Sometimes you actually feel the jealousy because this other person possesses certain qualities that you actually admire. For example, you actually find them attractive. They're really good at something. They possess certain skills in something. Your admiration makes you feel insecure about how good are you in comparison to this other person. Once you dissect that and figure out, oh, okay, so it's actually because I find that she is really good at something. Maybe deep inside, I wish that I was good at that as well. Partly, instead of putting this other person down, you can express your admiration that is hiding behind the jealousy. Say whatever it is that you have observed that they are good at. You can say it in front of the person, or you can say it behind the person's back, whatever. Actually acknowledge whatever it is that they possess that you feel jealous of. You acknowledging that, fighting the urge to do something that is damaging, such as saying bad things about them. If you overcome that and instead say something positive about them, it's good practice to acknowledge when someone is better than you. For example, if they're better than you at swimming, you can say, oh, actually, you're so much better than me at this. Or admit that to yourself, oh my gosh, she is better than me, and accept that reality. When you manage to overcome the drive to be negative and to hurt other people, and instead opt for something that actually is more beneficial, which is praising them, which will give them more confidence, reinforcing their achievements. Apparently, it will boost your self-confidence because that will make you feel good about yourself. And if you carry on doing that same thing over and over and over again, you feel so good about yourself and you've developed so much confidence that it helps overcome the insecurity that you're feeling. The Aztec actually contributed that other people around you will have more respect for you. I've heard one of the YouTubers that my son is watching, when you do something that does not benefit yourself, but benefits others instead, that generates a lot of respect. I remembered that when Aztec mentioned that if you talk about someone and lift them up, that gathers more respect than, if you talk about someone and push them down. It also mentioned about, instead of focusing on the hateful side of it, you can channel that energy into something more positive, which is, after you figured out what it is about that person that makes you feel jealous, you can use that as an inspiration for yourself and motivate yourself to do some self-improvement. For example, if you find that, oh, this person is really sexy, you can use that energy to motivate you to work out more so that you'll be fit. If you carry on doing that, every time you get jealous of someone, next thing you know, you're so good at so many things, you'll realize that your potential is unlimited because you can keep improving and improving as long as you spend your time focused on improving yourself, focused on learning more, focused on developing yourself. You'll have less and less insecurities because you're not even thinking about it anymore. You're more focused on moving forward. You're more focused on, oh, what do I do next time to make myself a better version of myself? You won't even have time to think about other people. You won't even have time to be jealous anymore. You know what? I actually had this experience. The reason why I came across this magazine was because when I was younger, oh my goodness, my best friend in Philippines, she is so super hot. She's tall, I am short, and she's come from a very wealthy family, and I grew up really poor. And then the person that I fancied her, that made me feel really, really jealous of her. I analyzed my feelings and I don't really feel any hatred towards her because she's really nice. She's one of the nicest people I know. Remembered, the only complaint that I've ever heard her husband say about her is that she's too nice. I'm like, well, I think that's the best thing that you can complain about someone, especially someone that you're gonna live with for the rest of your life. Oh, she's too nice, because she's worried about all the people who are suffering in the world. That's her concern. Oh, seriously, this woman is amazing. I knew that I didn't really feel angry towards her because she didn't really do anything bad to me. It wasn't her fault that the one I fancied her. Reading that magazine really helped me overcome that because I don't really want to do anything bad to her. I mean, I actually like her as a person. Apparently, if I help her go up and achieve more things, then apparently it will make me feel like I have done something to contribute to that achievement. But apparently, whenever we're putting people down and saying bad things about them, you feel a little bit of satisfaction at the moment, but deep inside you actually garner a little bit of guilt gets left inside you, and that builds up over time, and that guilt will contribute to lowering your self-confidence. And so this hating business actually is not good for yourself. You end up in a cycle where you keep bringing yourself down over and over again. It's now a cycle. You develop some guilt, your self-confidence goes down again, makes you feel more insecure, and then you become more jealous, and then you act on it by being hateful, and then that makes you even more insecure, and it just goes over and over and over again, and you don't know that the only person that you're damaging is yourself. For me, okay, the people who are hating on me, why would I care about what you say? I don't even know you. The way you behave, I think, will determine whether or not I will put any value to the words that you're saying. And obviously, if you're behaving this way, well, your words is basically nothing to me. It doesn't really affect me that much. But what it actually affects is you. If you are my kids, this is something that I would like you to know. Because I have 2 kids. My kids are 14 and 15. It's around this stage where you get insecure, you're discovering these feelings of jealousy. These are actually the things that I want my kids to know. They might not follow the advice, but at least I mentioned it so that hopefully you realize someday that actually, yeah, it's better to focus your time in things that are productive, things that will improve yourself, things that will be good for yourself and that will benefit your self-interest instead of things that hurt other people. Just want this message out there because it did help me when I was younger. Hopefully it will help the younger generation or whoever else that might be going through the same thing as I went through. I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. I'm a ninja without a name. Don't fall in love.